Hi everyone, I'm John, and welcome back to Puzzle Me This. This is part 21, so it is the 20th month update on the 42,000 piece Around the World Jigsaw Puzzle. And some people have asked me if people can get a hold of me on YouTube through email. And I thought that I had set up an email when I set the channel up. But if I try to go to Puzzle Me This as a Gmail account, it tells me that it doesn't exist. But if I try to make one, then it tells me that it's already in use. So maybe I'm not doing something right. But I did set one up at johnpuzzlemethis@yahoo.com. I'll put a link to it in the description. Not that anybody would ever have to email me, but it's there if anybody ever does need to. Or if a puzzle company wants to send me their new big puzzle, get a hold of me there. I don't think that's ever going to happen because I couldn't even get Educa to send me a new poster. And ours are pretty wore out, but we're about done, so I probably don't need one now. If you do email me and I don't get back to you right away, I probably won't check it very often. You might have to leave a comment telling me that you left an email, and then I'll go check it and get back to you. It's funny the things that the conversations we get into around the puzzle table. And most of you all probably know this after spending 4 or 5 hours a day on a puzzle. The conversations usually take a weird turn now and then. It's kind of like watching YouTube. You start watching a video, and then 4 hours later, you're still sitting there watching videos, and you're watching something about something that you didn't even know existed 4 hours ago. And that's kind of like sitting around the puzzle table having conversations. But the other day we were talking about Karen and how many puzzles that she must get sent to her from puzzle companies, just in the hopes that she'll mention them on her channel or maybe even do one. And we didn't know what she does with them. She probably sells them or donates them to the local libraries or wherever. And we thought it would be neat if she would go to a storage unit and open the door and have it be just wall-to-wall puzzle boxes of puzzles that she's gotten. And maybe she's done a video like that. I don't know. If she has, let me know. I'd love to see it. But that would be a neat video. But it's weird, the conversations we get into. That's just one of the weird ones that we've had. I want to introduce a friend of mine. He comes over almost every Friday for a couple hours. And a lot of times we spend more time talking than puzzling. But here he is. I want to introduce you to my friend Bob. We went to high school together and have been hanging out ever since. Hey. So far, we are at 3,451 hours of total time spent on the puzzle. That's all of our hours put together. So it's the same as if one person was doing it, they would have 3,451 hours. I'm doing the video a little later than I would like to, and hopefully I can get it edited and posted tomorrow morning on the 1st. But we were almost at 3,000 pieces put in this month. And Dad came over this morning. Mom was away, but Dad came over and we got to have over 3,000 pieces done. And 2 videos ago, we had talked about thinking that we had about 6,000 pieces to go. And last month, we did 1,100 pieces. So this month, we did 3,000, so that's 4,000. But our 6,000 was a little off because I think we still have somewhere around 3,000. We'll look at them when we look at the cardboards. So let me show you the cardboards, and that'll look a lot different this month. And then we'll look at the puzzle, and hopefully with those 3,000 pieces in, the puzzle will look different. So, okay, let's look at the cardboards and the puzzle. Okay. Walk more, worry less. 4981 wanted me to show the book again. So I said that I would. So these are all your guesses that I have. I don't think I missed anyone. If I did, let me know and I'll put it in. And I have X's by the dates that have gone by. I think I did them right. One of them I had marked, but it was a 2025. So I erased the X again. And there's maybe half of the people that their guesses have already passed. So those are the ones that I have. Oh, there's our counters. I got a bunch of them on Amazon. We've been using the last 2 months. We've been keeping track of how many pieces we've been getting in. And we haven't been doing that since the beginning. My sister, somewhere, she found puzzle-shaped molds. And she bought a couple bags of Toll House morsels, the little chocolate pieces, and she melted them down and put the chocolate in the puzzle molds. And Dad almost ate all of them, so you almost didn't get to see any of them. But they were good. Julie, we need some more of them. Now, these are all the cardboards that we have left. If you notice, there are no cardboards sitting around anywhere else. All the cardboards that we have are here. And these are the green ones. I sorted the ones that I didn't do anything with the greens yet. They're still here. Everything else I sorted by shape. And Jean Carosino 8574 had mentioned about sorting by shape. And I think Cindy Cruz Beach 72 said something one time about resorting. And so I wasn't sure. I know I had mentioned before about sorting by shape and not knowing if that would help or not. And Mom and Dad usually go by color. So we didn't do it till this month. But we didn't have that many left. So I decided to go ahead and do it all by shape. And it's really helped. And that's what really helped us get our 3,000 pieces in this month. That and Shauna. Jake, Shauna, and Goldie came over, I think, twice this month. And Shauna got in 176 pieces in just the maybe 5 or 6 hours that she was here. So it's always nice when they come down. We usually get a good bit done. Or Jake and Shauna do. These are all, like I said, are all by shape. These are the 3 ins and 1 out. And over here is the 3 outs and 1 in. And then 3 outs and 1 in that are sideways, and 3 ins and 1 out that are sideways. And this section in here is pieces that we've got 2 or 3 or 4 or so together. And that's on one cardboard. These are all the laying down pieces, or maybe horizontal pieces, where the tabs go horizontal. And I like having a break in the middle. It's in 2 places. And it's a little easier to when you're looking, just to look here and then down and here, instead of going all the way across and then all the way across. They kind of run together that way. Having a couple breaks on the cardboard seems to make it a little easier to look for pieces. These are the diagonals. These are the left side diagonals where the 2 prongs go left, and this side is the rights where they go to the right. And they're on that cardboard, and this is the standing up cardboard, or the vertical pieces, I guess. The tabs are up and down. And so I have them separated. Now I don't know if we'll do the greens right away by shape. We probably will. Mom has them separated fairly good by color or texture or blurriness. So we'll probably sort them by shape and then start working on them that way. And there's 10 cardboards there, 5 that are laid out here, and then 5 of the green ones. And none of them are really full. This one is. That one's pretty full. So that one probably has 300 or so pieces on it. But a lot of the other ones don't. So we probably have maybe 2,500 pieces left. So if we could do 3,000 pieces again next month, we'd be done by the next video. But I don't think we will be, and I'm pretty sure we won't, because the greens are going to be hard, and these pieces are starting to get a little harder. There's a lot of green you'll notice on them, and just a little bit on some of them of an actual color. They all have a color other than green on them, on these 4, but the amount of maybe a white spot or yellow spot isn't very much. So it's a little harder to tell now than it was right when we first sorted by shape. So it'll probably be 2 months yet before we're done. So that's it for the cardboards. They're getting down there. It's nice to have them all on the table now instead of spread out all over the room. And I don't know if I mentioned it or not. Those are the regular greens, the 5 cardboards. These are the up and down pieces, the grid pieces that Mom picked out. They'll go between the sections of bags. So that's them there. And let me show you the cardboards, the empty cardboards that we have. Trouble. What boy? These are the empty cardboards that we have, and we'll only have 10 more of them that we can add to that pile. And they're the 10 that are over there. They're all full-size cardboards. As we get them emptied, we can put them over here. Okay, let me show you what's on the table. And you'll notice a lot of green spots that are missing yet. And somehow you all can see different things. So you'll probably notice some pieces that are missing that you saw on the cardboards that we haven't put in yet. I did get the right hand side of the Space Needle the other day, and Jake got the Christ the Redeemer statue finished. We still have some of the base to go yet, but the main part of it is done. There's these Easter Island guys. They're hard to get. We have pieces on the cardboards of that, or it looks like they go there, but we haven't been able to get them all in yet. Most of the places where there was just one piece missing, like in a building or whatever, we got them in. They were pretty easy to find. We are missing, I think, a white piece or a couple of pieces, and I think that sometimes, and then I find it. There was a piece that I was sure we were missing in one of the buildings over there. It was right in the middle of the building, and I finally did find it, but it didn't look anything like I was looking for. And Sarah Singleton, her and her husband wondered what that was, and all it said in the book was Sacred Sculpture, Middle East. So that's all I really know about that. And finally, after all this time, we got the pyramids done. I think Jake put the last piece of a pyramid in, and then just yesterday, I finished finding some of these 3 camel pieces that we needed to get that done. And things are starting to get more complete. It seems like we got a lot of the middle of the buildings done, and now we're kind of working around the edges. And up here is this white piece that I think I'm missing. It's mostly white, and we don't have any more white pieces, unless there's a lot more gray or something on there that it just doesn't stand out to us. But there is another piece, this one over here. I have a piece that fits in there, but it's got bird wings, just the tip of the bird wings on the tab at the bottom. And I'm thinking that wherever this actual piece is, it's where the bird piece should go. So I need to find that and just switch them around. And then I think that'll be okay. I did about 3 or 4 months ago. I went downstairs and looked out the front door for some reason. Maybe somebody was coming. And I went down to see if they were here. But I went down, I was wearing a sweatshirt. And I went down and looked out the door and turned around, and there was a puzzle piece laying on the floor. And all I can figure is it must have been stuck to my sweatshirt sleeve and then fell off there. So I'm not sure how many pieces will be missing when we're done. Hopefully not any. But after that, then I thought, well, I wonder how many other pieces are misplaced. And once we get done, we'll have to really look around up here. Because if you remember, I opened the bags right over here and put the pieces in tubs. So the pieces haven't been anywhere except up here. We haven't taken parts of the puzzle anywhere or had them anywhere else. So the pieces have only been in this room. So we'll really have to look around up here if we're missing any. So, okay, let me show you last month's walkthrough, and then we'll come back and we'll walk down through it this month. And I'm really interested to see what kind of difference 3,000 pieces makes. It should really be a big difference between last month and this month. So I'll show you last month's walkthrough. There won't be any sound for that, and then we'll come back and walk down through it this month. Okay, I'll try to hold the camera as high and as centered here as I can, and we'll walk down through. Radka 9516. I was commenting with them last month, and we were talking about 6,000 pieces being a big puzzle. And where actually big puzzles start, and we thought that 6,000 is where big puzzles start, and sometimes people talk about giant puzzles, and I think a giant puzzle would be maybe 20,000 pieces. I know there are 18,000 pieces, and they're probably giant puzzles too, though. But I would definitely consider the 24,000 piece life puzzle as a giant puzzle. So I'm not exactly sure where a giant puzzle, number-wise, pieces-wise, would start, but I think big puzzles would start at 6,000 and then go up from there. If I'm wrong, let me know, or maybe 5,000 pieces is what people would consider to be a big puzzle. And that is a big puzzle. But I think some people, normal people, would do a 5,000 piece puzzle. So I think 6,000 would be the line from maybe normal people doing puzzles to an extreme size puzzle. But if I'm wrong, let me know. So that's where we are this month. Next month, I hope we'll have another big month of getting pieces put in. I don't think it'll be as good as this month. But until next time, I want to thank everyone so much for taking the time to watch. And until next time, go put your puzzle together.